This is going to be a rather quick review of the Big Brother game by Scott French, published in 1975. And what this is I picked this up at a used bookstore here. It's really a compilation of a lot of its old hat, a lot of old technology for eavesdropping, wiretapping, lockpicking, a lot of information. I love these kind of books. Every now and then you find some really interesting little nuggets of wisdom in it, but lots of stuff about surveillance techniques and things like that. All these convoluted methods for opening doors and information on weaponry, all kinds of stuff. But what really caught my eye, and the reason I wanted to review this for this little tidbit in here on page 154, and this is part of the chapter on, let's see, this is part of the chapter on weaponry. Let me just make sure I'm citing this correctly. So as part of the chapter on weaponry, he has a section just titled Weird Things, and I found this to be really interesting. The Russians have apparently been experimenting and using, they were busted, and then in parentheses it says, they were busted several years ago aiming a crude version at an American embassy, and I believe that was the woodpecker signal. A device which is about the size of a transistor radio and produces RF energy at a frequency of about 388 MC. And I'm not a radio guy, that I'll have to get my dad to interpret that for me, but 388 MC, so whatever that abbreviation is for. This little black box will cause anyone nearby to become very confused, lose his memory, including to the point of not remembering his own name, and may cause permanent insanity after a prolonged exposure. These devices are fairly simple to put together, and the plans are commercially available, so it is fairly safe to assume that the CIA has done some research into this field also. And he goes on to give more frequency information on this. So I was really surprised. I've seen a lot of articles about mind control devices and stuff like that, but I've never seen anyone actually list some of the frequencies and give some of the information like that. So not that I'm encouraging going and building your own confusion device using parts from Radio Shack, but definitely interesting information. Worth it if for that alone. It has a little section about death rays and stuff like that, whole circuit section. But the fascinating thing is that this is all from 1975. That's, in and of itself, that's a fascinating look at surveillance as it was in that time period. So anyway, interesting if you're into that sort of thing. This is right up the alley of the Paladin Press kind of books. In fact, this might even be, I don't see that it's from Paladin Press, but it looks like something they would have turned out. So anyway, The Big Brother Game by Scott French from 1975.